Always wanted to try this place.
Everyone, please eat to your heart's content. Today is my treat.
Osmanthus wine tastes the same as I remember. But where are those who share the memory?
Eat to your heart's content. Today is my treat.
Cheap and tasty chop suey!
Always wanted to try this place.
For this price, the food is unbelievable.
Always wanted to try this place.
Everyone, please eat to your heart's
Boats are
content.
made for transferring commodities back and forth. And those that come across Liyue tend to stay a while. So it is where many things come to settle.
Always wanted to try this place.
Osmanthus wine tastes the same as I
For
remember.
this price, the food is unbelievable.
But where are those who share the memory?
Everyone,
Always wanted to
please
try
eat
this
to your
place.
heart's content.
For
Today
this
is
price,
my
the
treat.
food is unbelievable.
Always wanted to try this place.
Everyone, please eat to your heart's content. Today is my treat.
Cheap and tasty chop suey!
For this price, the food is unbelievable.
Long sword in hand and the world at my feet.
For this
Everyone,
price, the
please
food is
eat to your heart's
unbelievable.
content. Today is my treat.
Osmanthus wine tastes the same as I remember. But where are those who share the memory?
For this price, the food is
Always wanted
unbelievable.
to try this place.
Everyone, please eat to your heart's content. Today is my treat.
Always wanted to try this place.
For this price, the food is unbelievable.
Everyone, please. Oh, I think I may have overeaten.
Always wanted to try this place.
A toast to our success.
Osmanthus wine.
Thank you. Take it easy.
Huh. It's you two. What brings you here? Shincho! Great, we found you! We wanted to ask you about something.
That's not a whole lot of information to go off of. I don't know if I can say for sure. I can't pinpoint her identity from your description alone. But considering her age, I am reminded of a nameless heroine who's been featured in various chivalric novels.
Nameless heroine?
That's right. The novels often speak of a great drought from 50 years ago. As the people suffered, a nameless heroine appeared and began to clear away evil spirits and bandit camps. The people idolized her, but never learned her name. All they knew was that she always acted alone. Later, though, she supposedly fell in love with a similarly noble-minded exorcist from Mount Tianheng. They were well matched in more ways than one, often fighting together as a fearsome duo of otherworldly strength. After the drought ended, the heroine and the exorcist left the public eye and began living a reclusive life in the mountains. All that remained were tales of her incredible accomplishments. The way this nameless heroine faded from fame into obscurity later in life is not too dissimilar from Miss Yuendai. I hope that's somewhat helpful.
Thanks a lot, Xingqiu. We knew it'd be worth talking to you.
It's nothing at all. Just something I came across while reading. I did do a bit of extra research on her story, but it was just out of personal curiosity.
Well, Paimon still thinks that's super cool. Oh, wait, Xingqiu, if you've read up on her, do you know of any places often associated with her?
Let me think. In the novels, the nameless heroine always appeared near one of 3 places. Wangshu Inn, the area just north of Jueyun Karst, and Qingyun Peak. Perhaps the real-life heroine who inspired the character was also often seen near those 3 places. That would explain why those locations appear in the various novels written about her. You're welcome. To be honest, I found some parts of the story confusing when I first came across it. If Miss Yuendai was indeed the original inspiration for the character, she may just be able to help me put the pieces together. It's rare for a chivalric hero to fade into obscurity during their lifetime, even after retiring from the public eye. But no one ever saw or heard from the nameless heroine again. There were even rumors that she became extremely ill. I've never understood why someone would go to such lengths to erase themselves from public memory. It's almost as if she was trying to hide from something. There's probably far more to the story than what's been written.
We'll be sure to tell you if we manage to uncover the truth.
That's a deal. Perhaps, behind the truth of it all, there lies a story more fantastical than any work of fiction.
Paimon feels like we just learned so much from Xingqiu. A drought, a nameless heroine, a life of seclusion. Wait, why does the story sound super familiar? Oh, right! There's a drought in this story, too! Xingqiu, are droughts super common in Liyue or something?
Well, they used to be. But people have long since developed methods to prevent them, like by cultivating the soil or digging canals. So while droughts do happen from time to time, they are rarely regarded as true disasters. The drought 50 years ago is probably one of the worst we've had in the last several centuries. The crops withered, the streams ran dry, and the monsters in the mountains became rabid and agitated. Countless caravans were attacked, and people who lost their homes came together to form bandit groups. What started as a natural disaster.
That sounds...
Yeah, still. As they say that back in those days, disasters were both more severe. Do you have any other questions?
We're good for now. We're just going to head back and meet up with Miss Xianyun. Paimon hopes that Granny Yuendai will be able to remember more of her past. She used to be a great hero who saved... Anyway, we'll be off now. See you some other time, Xingqiu.
It's no problem at all.
Take it easy.
I have recorded the tune that you requested. I hope it will be of help to you.
Oh, thank you. Straight word, Ping. What has amused you so?
Oh, it's no serious matter. I was just reminiscing about the last time I saw you in this form. Time has wrought such change in this world, and yet you appear just the same as ever.
Time has little bearing on one's existence, nor has one keenly felt its effects whilst dwelling at Mount Outsong. Nevertheless, Ping, one would like to seek your counsel on a personal matter.
Oh, why so formal all of a sudden? I must say, you're making me a little nervous. What is it?
Well, the inquiry is as such. Approximately how much more would one need to afford a comfortable life in the harbor, not unlike the one that you yourself lead?
It does not require as much as you may think. Still, do you mean that...
Cloud Retainer, Madam Ping! What are you two talking about?
Nothing save for some trivial matters. Have you unearthed any useful details?
Shinto has a theory, but let's save it for when Chuyu and Miss Yundai have joined up with us again.
Do not be troubled, young lady. Here, have some tea.
Thank you so much. What do you think, Chuyu? Does it match up with what you know? According to the story, the nameless heroine eventually fell in love with an exorcist from Mount Tianheng. Maybe that's my grandpa. I don't have many memories of him, but there was this one time I found a box in our attic full of a bunch of weird sigils. I think so too. Granny might remember something once she's returned to a familiar place. What marvelous tea. It's as if I was taking a stroll in the mountains, thoroughly one with nature and at peace.
Is that so? Then please drink as much as you like. There's no need to hurry. At our age, it's always nice to slow down and take the time to appreciate pleasant conversation.
Thank you. Okay, sure thing. I have a secret I want to tell you. What's wrong, Shiryu? Well, I've been kind of meaning to ask ever since we started talking in the restaurant. But are you guys all adepti in disguise? Oh! How about that? Well, you guys just seem super special. Plus, I think I might have heard Miss Shen Yun call herself an adeptus. Oh, must have been a slip of the tongue. Shen Yun, since you were the one who, missed...
One is indeed an adeptus. Is that of some concern to you?
Huh? I knew it. Well, one time when I was a little kid, I saw a pure white illuminated crane. I had this super high fever, and Granny wasn't around. I was feeling all icky and gross. She put me on her back and flew me to her cool Adeptus house and fed me some sort of magic potion. When I woke up, I was already back. I really wanted to thank her, but I was too sleepy to stay awake, so I just kind of wanted to ask if maybe... A pure white illuminated crane? Have you ever met one that's pure white, Clever?
Never has one met an adeptus with such features. One surmises such a description.
That's weird. Well, even if it was just in my head, it doesn't matter that much anyway. All I really want is to help Granny recover her memories. I'm really grateful.
Leave it to us! Now that we know the 3 locations, let's go to Wangshu.
Okay.
Wangshu Inn.
Do you remember this place, Granny?
Yes. The fish here is very delicious. I believe I used to have a room here. It had a...
I'll come with.
Paimon's still having some trouble understanding what she's talking about, but if she's so familiar with this place, that must mean she lived here, right? Wait. Huh? Whoa! Shao! What are you doing here all of a sudden?
I sensed a non-human presence and decided to come take a look. If you're here, then there's likely no trouble afoot. I suppose there's no cause for concern. It's been a while, Cloud Retainer. I see you have returned. I have indeed. I fought alongside her in this form on many occasions during the Archon War.
Oh, wow! What was she like during the war? Oh, wait, let Paimon take a guess. Was it anything like this?
Behold, the glory of one's...
An impressive imitation.
Paimon knows her all too well.
Even so, Cloud Retainer was not always as ostentatious as you describe. You may be unaware, but her talent with Adepti sigils is just as formidable as her skill in mechanics. The Archon War reached its peak after Guizhong's death. The Cloud Retainer who fought beside me in those devastating battles was taciturn and solemn, only speaking when she had to activate her sigils.
A Cloud Retainer who barely talks? Paimon can't picture it. But what happened after that? If you were so powerful in your human form, why did you decide to take up your bird form again?
Once one had bid farewell to the world of mortals, what use would one still have for such a shape? When dwelling between mountain and forest, away from the struggles and troubles of the mortal world, a mortal form is hardly the most fitting of choices.
After the war, Cloud Retainer retired to Mount Outsong, only revealing herself to the occasional visitor. Although I do believe there was an occasion some 30-odd years ago, when she decided to don her human form.
One believes there is little need to relive bygone matters.
Granny, are you okay?
Back then, at this place,
Perhaps this conversation should end here. I shall take my leave now. Should you encounter any trouble, you need only call my name. However, given that you are traveling with Cloud Retainer...
Everyone! I think Granny is finally beginning to remember her past.
Slowly now, calm your mind and recount what has been recalled.
a long time ago, I stayed here to recuperate from my illness.
Huh. So what Shinto said was true! You did fall ill! Was that why you went into hiding?
I don't remember. I'm very sorry, but I can't even remember the name of my illness. The only thing I can remember is that I was confined to my room in Wangshu Inn, where I spent many days unconscious. I'd come to every once in a while and stare at the migrating birds outside the window. It was one day I met a traveling merchant. Upon hearing of my illness, he sold me a bottle of soul-revitalizing tea pill. He told me that the pills were concocted using Adepti blood and could be used to alleviate my symptoms. Sure enough, I made a full recovery.
Wait, but if your illness remained dormant for several decades, are you saying that what you're going through now is just a relapse of what happened all those years ago? And it was all thanks to the pills that you managed to keep the symptoms in check?
I'm sorry, I don't. Oh, if only I wasn't so useless.
Hey, you're not useless. You've done so much for me. Watch me grow up.
Oh, fret not, dear child. Granny was just a bit frustrated. That's
The recovery of a person's memories is a gradual process. Finding pieces of one's past is always superior to not finding anything at all. Let us make haste to the next location.
Next location. Next location. Oh, well, there isn't really a landmark there, so where should we start? Oh, Paimon's got it. Let's check out the houses in the area first. After all, if she was there for any length of time, then she would have stayed somewhere, right? Oh, Paimon's really got her thinking cap on today. At this rate, we'll recover all of Granny Wendai's memories in no time.
Wine is a healthy drink.
The healthiest drink is tea.
What I've heard.
Every journey has its final day. Don't rush.
Wine is a healthy drink. Ugh, too salty.
Could it be true? What I've heard.
The healthiest drink is tea.
Solidify!
There you are, eavesdropper.
Shine down!
The more, the merrier.
Whoa, why are there so many treasure hoarders here? Guess it's time to round up some bad guys.
Quietly now. Gotcha.
The hunters. The hunters.
Do you remember anything about this place, Granny Wendai?
Let me think. I feel like I've been here before, but I don't think I stayed here too long.
Got it. That's okay. There are still plenty of other places we can check.
Wait a second. If I remember correctly, I believe I brought... Ah, yes. I brought some sweet snacks with me. Go on, take some. You need to eat a lot if you want to grow big and strong.
Oh, thank you. Then Paimon will help herself.
Time to go.
Take it easy.
Now you shall perish!
Paimon sees an abandoned house! Why don't we take a break over there?
This place. It's.
Did you remember something, Granny?
I remember. Shuyu. It was a moonless night. I had been injured, so your grandpa was supporting me. We fled together with some being in the fog behind us in hot pursuit. I had exhausted my strength when the labor pains came on, so we took refuge in this house. Your grandpa set up a barrier outside, but neither of us knew if it could hold the I remember that night. I remember falling to my knees. I alone am the source of this sin. Punish me as you wish.
Sin? Oath?
I don't know. I don't remember. I only remember praying in the darkness with all my strength until the sun finally rose again and the fog cleared out. Eventually, the house was filled with the sound of my baby's first cries. That baby...
My dad?
He was my pride and joy. And so are you, Shuyu. You're so much like him, and but you're always going to be different from me. I
don't care what you might have done, Granny. You'll always be the person I love more than...
You're too sweet, Shuyu. All right. Let's not stand around.
If one recalls correctly, the next place should be Qingyu Peak. Yuandai, how fares your health?
I may be a bit slow, but I'll do my best to keep up. I'm sorry to keep everyone waiting.
Climb on. I shall carry you to the top. Oh, such lightness of weight.
All those who grow old grow frail in the end, do they not? First, you lose your memory, then your health. Eventually, you end up losing everything. My only wish is to depart this world with a lucid mind, to free myself of this torment and the burden it places upon others.
Fret not. You have my aid in this endeavor.
Take it easy.
Does this place feel familiar to you, Granny?
Let me see. How strange. Have I... When we were at Wangshu Inn and the abandoned house earlier, though I couldn't remember everything, I still felt a sense of... But here, I don't have that feeling. Perhaps I did come here in the past, but it just didn't leave a strong impression on me.
But did the stories get it wrong then? Yeah, that's true. But they're also the only thing we have to go off of. Paimon was hoping this place would jog Granny Yuendai's memory just like...
I'm sorry to disappoint you too.
It's all right. We're not going to give up.
Thank you. Huh? That way. What's that mountain?
Oh, let Paimon look! Huh? Isn't that Mount Outsong? Looks like we've come full circle.
Mount Outsong. Mount Outsong.
Granny, are you okay? Don't push yourself, Granny. It's okay if you can't remember. You shouldn't do something that makes...
Mount Outsong,
Mount Outsong holds some familiarity to you?
It does, but I can't go back.
Are you feeling unwell?
My head... It feels all heavy and dizzy.
Cloud... Miss Xianyun, is there anything you can do?
Let us go to Mount Outsong.
But...
Fret not. All will be well. You and I, you have already given more than enough to the pursuit of this endeavor. You may leave the rest to me. I've prepared something that can aid you in suppressing the fear in your heart.
Wait, really? When did...
I never leave anything to chance. All...
Solidify!
Game's up. Fun's over. Quietly now. Take it easy.
Here, this is it.
Huh? But isn't this the mechanism that you were tinkering with when we first got here? Oh, is it another invention of yours?
Precisely. A recent one at that. I am most pleased with the result. I call it the Suspensus Somnium mechanism. It periodically releases a soft breeze, which when paired with a gentle adeptal tune, can help the listener subconsciously relax and even enter a semi-hypnotic state. Soothing agitation and anxiety, relieving exhaustion and insomnia, its potential uses are numerous indeed. And of course, it can also aid in the recovery of lost memories.
Whoa, what a cool gadget! But if you had it all along, why did you keep it to yourself until just now? We could have come to Mount Outsong right off the bat and saved time on a lot of floating!
How preposterous. Had you and I not recalled much of her past through her own efforts, the device we Adepti can only help those who first resolve to help themselves. Had she lacked such determination and strength of character, one would have little to offer in way of assistance.
Paimon thinks she gets it now.
As previously mentioned, a gentle adeptal tune is required to take full advantage of the...
Whoa, Paimon can feel what you mean! Paimon's body feels light as a feather. It's as if she's lying down
And you and I. Is the mechanism help... It appears she has already succumbed to the depths of reverie. Come, join one on this side.
The drought is over. But why do you look like you want to cry?
The potion. It's nearly run its course.
I've never regretted meeting you. Not even for a second.
Please. Please, no. Have you forgotten? This is the world you left behind. One of gentle breeze and morning dew, perfectly straddled betwixt the realms of heaven and earth. This is your home. This is where you belong. You should have never left. The you of the past, the me from not that long ago. We should have never.
So that is the truth. No wonder this place is so familiar.
Granny! Granny, are you okay?
Cloud Retainer.
Your memories have returned?
Wait, did you just call her by her full name? Does that mean you already knew each other?
Yes. I now remember everything. Everything.
Granny, please don't cry. I'm here.
Oh, don't worry, my dear child. Granny is fine. I'm so sorry, everyone. You've gone to so much trouble on my behalf. It's all come back to me now. The most important thing that I had forgotten.
One can sense the guilt that now plagues your conscience. Reclaiming a truth long buried is sure to come with a...
No, it's okay. Now that I've remembered, I must face my memories head on. Shuyu, everyone, I cannot thank you enough for all your help.
Please, Granny, don't force yourself. What happened in the past doesn't matter.
I know, dear child. My feelings for you are exactly the same. It is for this reason that you deserve to know the truth. Some time ago, I made a terrible mistake. One for which I could never atone.
Is this the sin that you mentioned in Joyun Karst? What happened?
I am, in truth, not a human being. My real form, one that I held for centuries, was that of a wild crane. I spent many, many years living on Mount Outsong, bathing in the soft breeze and drinking the sweet dew of the mountains. At some point, I somehow gained wisdom and sentience. The Lord of the Mountain, Cloud Retainer, became aware of my existence and began to share many stories with me. She even passed on the secret of cultivation to me. Though she never took me on as a formal disciple, I always saw her as my master. Whenever she took out her tools to work on mechanisms or new inventions, I would also stand next to her and watch. I even contemplated completing my training and becoming an adeptus in my own right. I followed her teachings, and time gradually passed us by. Until that fateful day 50 years ago.
50 years ago?
That's right. Master regaled me with many stories of her past deeds. From them, I learned how she had saved people from a similar crisis in the past. She was the one I looked up to the most. More than anything, I dreamt of becoming an adeptus like her. I wanted to travel the land like she had, relieving suffering wherever I went. But I was still far from being a real adeptus. I possessed no ability to take on human form and fit in with the crowd. Once she learned of my desires, Master prepared a special dose of human mimicry. She warned me that the potion's effects would only last 10 years,
And if I were to fail to return to my original form at the end of that time, I would forever forget my past as a crane and become something neither human, beast, nor a...
Oh no. So that was the source of your dementia all...
Was it because of Grandpa?
Indeed, I fell in love. Though he was human, he had spent his entire life training on Mount Tianheng. When we met, it was not only my first foray into the world, but although clumsy and impulsive as he was, you'd think he was the real strange bird among the two of us. But still, just like me, he cared deeply about the world and wanted, more than anything, to cleanse it of all pain and suffering. I could not help but fall for him. But my time continued to tick away. Those 10 years passed by in a flash. Yet I did not want to leave his side, so I...
Oh no. What happened next?
I committed an offense. I wanted to stay with him, even if it meant living a life full of pain and suffering, even if it meant that I would eventually turn into him. I knew I had betrayed Master's hopes, but I was too ashamed to face her. So I wrote her a long letter instead and asked someone to leave it outside her abode. I was convinced that she would not support my decision, and I lacked the courage to speak to her face to face. In my shame, I fled and tried to hide from the world, such that no one would be able to find me again. But that was only the beginning of my troubles. I began to suffer from a strange illness. My memories became hazy and confused, and I could no longer keep myself awake. I understood that my pain was caused by my refusal to return to the light. Along with my memories as a crane, looking back, I was beyond lucky to have come across that traveling merchant at Wangshu Inn. It was such a fortunate coincidence that we were there at the same time. If it weren't for those soul-revitalizing tea pills...
Granny! What's wrong?
Coincidence? Why did I ever think it was a coincidence? Tea pills concocted using the blood of an adeptus? No, it couldn't be. Master, don't tell me. Back...
Human custom would dictate the conferral of gifts to be in order when one's progeny is wedded, would it not? Consider the pills a symbol of one's best wishes.
So when I tried to conceal my name and mistakes from the world and hide myself away in perpetuity, the only person I managed to deceive was myself. You knew...
One still remembers when you were but a fledgling. You possessed a certain fondness for a particular game. You would hide yourself among a group of wild cranes and ask one to pick you out from among the flock. One found you with such ease every time. 'Tis a truth most evident. One always recognizes one's own, no matter what form they may take.
Wait! Paimon's confused! So, Cloud Retainer, you found Yuendai again? But...
Perhaps it is now time for... One was furious upon receiving your letter. Seized with anger, one set out to bring you to your senses. In truth, one had more than a few misgivings about your chosen partner. As an exorcist, his talent was lacking. One could hardly say his skill with sigils, but soon one came to appreciate the devotion he bestowed upon you during your illness. He never uttered a complaint and rarely left your side. Unwilling to begrudge someone of such character, one decided to overlook his aforementioned deficiencies. Glaring though they may have, wishing to grant you a life without regrets, one gathered many divine ingredients and used one's own blood to create a form of medicine. Though imperfect, it managed to suppress the more dire effects of your illness. As for how to deliver the medicine, after much contemplation, one eventually decided to perform the deed once. One took great care to alter one's features and select the appropriate attire. Only after meticulous scrutiny did one finally set out for Wangshu Inn. As one expected, you were most ignorant of one's... One was quite torn. Should one have celebrated the success of one's disguise, or mourn the loss of your acquaintance? Nevertheless, one would speak to you about another matter, if you are amenable. Even considering your loss of memory, one was simply flabbergasted that you could so easily forget the consequences of consuming medicine infused with Adeptal blood. Its proclivity to attract monsters is hardly that complicated of a concept to remember. To think that you tried to travel while weak from sickness and heavy with child. Had one not intervened to clear the fog, all of you would have been lost during the night.
Yeah! Scatter! Yeah!
Strike clouds converge!
Make way for the Adeptus!
Those monsters would hardly have pursued you with such ferocity without sufficient incentive. They were likely incited by the presence of godly remains. Said godly remains, in turn, were likely drawn to the trace of one scent on your body. One was, after all, an active participant in the Archon War. Some of the gods were likely shattered by contraptions of one's very making. In the end, one was relieved to see you endure through the night. At the break of dawn, one heard an infant's cry pierce through the air, and one saw you carefully cradle the child to your chest. To see you happy, that was more than enough. Now you should have a complete understanding of the events.
Wait! But if that's true, then the crane who took care of me when I was sick must also be...
Ah, one had almost neglected to recount the absurdities of that tale. Just as you and I troubled one with her antics, so did you give one many a headache. Upon finding you burning with fever, one made plans to bring you back. When one asked you, one had no choice but to... It bears mentioning, however, perhaps fate... Now all has been One owes you an apology, you and I. One recognized you upon your very entrance into Wanmin restaurant. One has always viewed you as a disciple of equal standing with Ganyu and Shenhe. Indeed, one wished to bring your story to a satisfactory end with this visit to Liyue Harbor. Still, one could not reveal your identity right away. Had one simply informed you of all you had lost, all those cherished memories would merely have become the fictionalized account of another. Memories are most meaningful when recalled by those who lived through them. Would you not agree? Even if the process was painful and arduous to experience. Have you any further...
Master, I must ask. If
one has never regarded when it is time for 'tis a refuge. One speaks, of course, of a place not unlike one's own. 40 years ago, you chose a path with... Fortunately, you were able to avoid that scenario.
So, what's...
One will help her reclaim her original form as a wild crane. If it be fated, she may recover her...
She's gotta go back to being a regular crane, huh?
Master, you've already done more than enough for me. I don't know how I could possibly repay your kindness.
Granny? Please don't leave, okay?
Don't be sad, dear child. Granny has led a wonderful life. Don't forget to eat well, okay? A growing young lady like yourself needs lots of good food to grow big and...
I promise, Granny.
Good girl. Good girl. I won't stop until I can turn into a human without having to rely on anything but my... That's a good girl.
I'll eat well, Granny. I promise. And I'll live...
That's a good girl. I'm so sorry, Master.
Xiuyu.
Let her be. At her age, crying is a natural, if not... Tears are a necessary part of maturation. Now that the issue has been resolved, you should also take a moment to relax. Give...
believed we would see each other again, that our days of separation would finally end, and all my troubles would be behind me. If only things could stay this way forever.
A nightmare? Curious. If you're relaxed, shouldn't your dreams be pleasant?
It was a good dream. It's just...
You weren't ready to wake up. Eloquent as one may be, words of comfort are not one's strong suit. You are doing all you can. One can see your strength of will, your fearlessness in the face of danger. And so, whatever your dream may be, one believes that you shall achieve it. Of course, whenever the perils you face overwhelm you, or you become weary, one is always here for you. After all, as an elder, it is only right to look out for the young ones.
Grilled chicken drumsticks. Huh? Was Paimon sleeping just now? Oh, Paimon wasn't talking to you. Paimon had a dream about eating grilled chicken drumsticks, that's all.
Madam Adeptus?
Oh, Shuyu, you're awake. How do you feel?
I feel a little better. Thanks. I know I'll see Granny again someday, so I don't feel so sad anymore. Madam Adeptus, could I ask you something? Would you...
Oh. And have you reasons for this sudden interest?
I know Granny thought what she did back then was wrong. She felt really bad about it. But without that mistake, I would have never been born. Even though Granny lost her memories, she never forgot to show me how much she loved me. So, I thought maybe one day I could become a cool Adeptus like you and help a whole bunch of people, just like...
Upon some reflection, one supposes you are no mere mortal. The fact that Yuendai's blood flows through your veins is proof enough of that. If this is what you desire, one shall make it so.
Thank you so much, Madam Adeptus. No, I mean... Master.
Shuyu, are you sure about... Paimon's gonna let you in on a little secret. We've seen Cloud Retainer's 2 other disciples, and they pretty much eat nothing but bitter herbs like Chinchin and violet. If you join them, you'll never enjoy One-Min Restaurant's delicious cooking ever again.
How utterly preposterous. One has never enforced such a rule. Every individual must find their own path to enlightenment. So long as one retains a pureness of spirit, one's dietary proclivities are quite irrelevant.
Well, you say that, but Paimon's not seeing any tasty treats up here now, is she?
Although Mount Outsong is rich in natural beauty, its location does preclude access to certain finer mortal comforts. That is precisely why one plans to relocate to Liyue Harbor. Shuyu shall have the...
Whoa! You're leaving Mount Outsong?
One has never concerned oneself with the location of one's residence. From the very beginning, one has sought only solace and peace. Yet in the end, all of one's disciples ended up in Liyue Harbor. Ganyu, Shenhe, Yuandai. One has reflected on this fact for many years now. One can only assume that it is due to some failing on one's part as an elder or master. A failing, perhaps, of recognizing what it was they truly wanted. One is most curious as to what aspect of Liyue Harbor could have enticed them to remain there. One could hardly offer an opinion on the matter. Why are you all so silent?
Paimon is, just a bit shocked, that's all.
One has precious little time to squander. Oh, one will be assuming the identity of a human while residing in Liyue Harbor. You should take care to avoid disclosure.
Don't worry, we'll help you keep it a secret. So, when can we—
Perhaps in 2 days' time. One has some matters to see to before one's departure. Preparation is the key to success, after all. One has already picked out a handsome property near Chuhu Rock. 'Tis no small purchase.
Seems like you've really thought of everything. Then how about we meet up in Liyue?
A sensible plan. Oh, also, why don't you take this suspense somnium mechanism as a souvenir? And
Awesome! Hey, didn't we promise Shincho that we'd tell him what we found out? Should we make a trip to the Feiyun Commerce Guild? It's totally up to you.
Boats are made for transferring commodities back and forth, and those that come across Liyue tend to stay a while.
Your concerns are excessive and unfounded. This is but a simple collection of ordinary valuables. Such intense scrutiny is hardly necessary.
To be quite honest, your insistence on that fact is my primary cause for concern. In what way are any of these ordinary? Every single item here could be worth more than everything I own combined. I simply can't risk shelling out that kind of mora without proper scrutiny. If I'm wrong, I would never be able to earn it back, not even if I worked every single day for the rest of my life. I have to be careful. Yes, you can never be too careful.
We're here, Clow. Miss Shenyan, what are you guys arguing about?
Ah, perfect timing. This ignoramus is questioning the authenticity of my wares. I'll have you know, these items have remained untouched in my personal collection for several hundred years. To question their legitimacy is pure folly.
Several hundred years?
Indeed. They're family heirlooms, you see, passed down over many generations, as families are wont to do.
Yep, they've definitely been around a while. We can vouch for her on that one.
Hear that? Had I not found myself in need of mora, I would scarcely have had the heart to part with them. Indeed, you should consider it an honor to even have the opportunity to behold them with your own eyes. Doubt their authenticity any further, and I may just decide to take them to another buyer.
Whoa! Please don't go! I apologize for any insult, miss.
An expert, you say? Very well. I will wait for a little while longer then. Traveler, Paimon, this is my new residence. If you have cause to seek my company in the future, this is where you can find me.
Master! Oh, it's you two again. Hello.
Shoo-you! You got a new outfit! It looks...
Mm-hmm. Master made it for me. I like it too.
Huh? You know how to make clothes?
Do I know how to make clothes? With the support of the proper mechanism, sewing is hardly a challenge.
Master, I brought in most of my stuff. There's a few boxes left, but they're kind of heavy, so I just...
Fret not. I shall help you move them into your room.
Actually, I should probably sort through my stuff a bit first. Everything...
It appears my young apprentice has her own fair share of secrets. No matter. Do what you must, child. Now, this expert you mentioned. When can we expect their arrival?
Soon. Ah, there he is! Here, allow me to make some introductions. This is Mr. Zhongli, a well-respected consultant at Wangshang Funeral Parlor and an expert in all manner of valuables and antiques. Mr. Zhongli, this is Miss Shenyun. She's the one who's looking to sell the collection of valuables I mentioned earlier.
Huh.
If it isn't Miss Shenyun. It has been quite some time since our last meeting. What a serendipitous reunion.
Indeed, most serendipitous. Have you been faring well as of late, Mr. Zhongli?
Quite well, thank you. I was fortunate enough over the past few days to enjoy both a stroll in the mountains and a fresh brew of tea from the most recent harvest. The experiences left me with such insight and peace.
Huh. So you two...
Indeed. How fortunate we are that fate has brought us together again. If you are otherwise unaware, allow me to inform you that Miss Shenyun is a well-regarded collector and appraiser. She is well-versed in all fields, and oft-celebrated for her impeccable taste. You stand to gain much from this opportunity.
You are too kind, Mr. Zhongli. True collectors pride themselves on their wealth of knowledge and eye for detail. I can say without a doubt that you are foremost...
Why, you flatter me, Miss Shenyun. It would...
Not at all, Mr.
While I am loath to butt into this conversation, you two already knew each other, and you...
Ha! A preposterous accusation! The heavens themselves would collapse before we would conspire to do such a thing.
Miss Shenyun speaks the truth. Contracts are built on honest...
Say no more. Let us depart.
I jest. What fool would still harbor doubts after Mr. Zhongli himself has vouched for the goods? Miss Shenyun, wait. I deeply apologize for doubting you. So, Mr. Zhongli, could you please give me a final verdict on the value of these items?
There is no cause for concern. They are indeed rare and precious valuables. Take this mechanism, for instance. Though one may not immediately perceive its purpose, its structure and appearance are exquisite enough to merit it a place in any fine home. The same can be said for this one here. Few could hope to possess an item that so perfectly blends mechanical wonder with geometric grace. I am sure you have heard from your travels that the study of mechanisms is among the most wondrous arts in this world.
All right. Then, in that case, Miss Shenyun, I'll take the lot. However...
The Northland Bank? Huh. Oh, you referred...
I fear people only use the term bank nowadays. In that case...
Zhongli!
My friends, have you been...
We've been great! How about you? Paimon didn't...
My days have been quite pleasant as well. I had been quietly enjoying a cup of tea when Mr. Xiaozu requested my services. As for you, Miss Shenyun, I presume you must be looking to settle in the city?
I must say, the name Shenyun sounds exceedingly strange coming from you. Perhaps you could dispense of that particular...
Whatever for. Am I not addressing you as a friend should?
Well, that is true, but... Alas, refer to me however you will. After all, a name exists.
It would seem that you have gained many valuable insights over the years, Cloud Retainer.
One has indeed. One's previous stays were all brief. Now that one has made up one's mind to move and settle, one has gained a much better appreciation of the hubbub and commotion of the city, as well as the people's hard work and ardor. This city is much changed from how it was more than 1,000 years ago.
Not unlike the ocean tides, so too shall the movement of people ebb and flow. From turmoil to peace, enlightenment to aspiration. Human society possesses limitless potential.
Alright, that's enough reflection for one day. No need to get...
You make a valid point, Paimon. Now that the sale has concluded, what say one...
Perhaps you have forgotten, Cloud Retainer, but I once tried my hand at that dish. You were at the table.
Oh?
It was a reunion between friends several centuries ago. Alas, you must have been too preoccupied to secure your...
Huh! Hardly. 'Twas most certainly out of consideration for the others in attendance. In but a moment, one will show you what it means to have a true deftness of hand. It is settled then. Bamboo shoot soup, mora meat, crab roe tofu. One has already passed word to Shenhe and Ganyu to make a reservation. It is
It should be a most splendid occasion.
Shu Yu, come now, it is time to dine. Ah, this gentleman over here is Mr. Zhang Li. He is,
A humble employee of Wangsheng Funeral Parlor. Pleased to make your acquaintance.
Nice to meet you too, Mr. Zhongli.
That should be everyone, right?
Sounds good. Actually, Master, have you ever tried Adeptus' temptation? I heard it's impossible to stop eating after even just one bite.
That sounds rather implausible. Although with the right preparation, certain dishes can be...
Huh? Why are you all walking so fast? Hey, wait for Paimon! Hey, wait up!
Take it easy.
Ad Astra. Thank you for Commissions? Specifically one with a huge Moor attack, perhaps? Paimon's just being enthusiastic. We're old friends now, she gets it.
It's always a pleasure to see our two most avid adventurers again. Looking for the next challenge, I see. Actually, we do in fact have a rather urgent commission that is still open. Having read the details, however, I don't believe you'd consider it to be lucrative.
Don't worry about that. We were just kidding. So what's the situation?
To put it simply, the requester is looking for a temporary replacement actress for their musical. The original cast member ran into some issues and is currently unable to perform the role. But the troupe has also been experiencing some financial difficulties, so unfortunately they cannot afford to pay the replacement actress.
That does sound like a tricky situation. So basically they're looking for a volunteer?
That's right. Our adventurers reached out to many actresses, but none of them were willing to take the job. There are only a few days left until the performance. If they can't find someone in time, they'll probably have to
Got it. Oh, this one's a doozy. What do you think, Trav? Even if we took the commission, neither of us have any experience starring in...
If you're interested in helping, why not start by having a chat? Maybe you can't fill the role yourselves.
Oh, it's that guy, huh? Hello there. Are you the guy looking for a new actress?
Wait, I know you two! Are you really willing to act in my musical?
Wow, sounds like we're pretty famous in Fontaine already. But to answer your question, neither of us have any experience in musicals. But we heard that you're in a bit of a bind, so we figured we could at least try to help you think of a solution.
Ah, I see. It's okay. I knew that asking for a volunteer was a long shot. If we can't find someone to step in, we'll have no choice but to cancel the show. It would be such a shame. All our sets, if we had a way to...
Disband?
Oh, one last nobody wants things to just... Yeah, the show just...
Got it. What if we
Please, there's no need to go that far. I wouldn't feel right asking such a huge favor. And I can't promise that we'd ever be able to pay you back.
Good point. We should find someone who will put on the best performance possible. Oh, wait! What about... That's how you know she's really good at performing, and she was once super...
Who are you thinking of? Sounds like someone famous. Her! You're...
Nope. But...
You're not wrong, but even if she's still an idol to many people and... Well, yet... Fair enough. I'm sure Of course.
No point in stressing. Besides, things are different now.
Thank you for your help.
Wait, where does Farina...
As it happens, I have her current address here. I can provide it to you.
Woo! When did you get here?
I came over when things were starting to sound more promising. I thought I should be at the ready in case my assistance is needed. It is my duty to support commissioners in any way I can.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Well, now that we've got the address, we'll go find Farina. Back in a jiffy.
There'll be an extra fee for that.
she lives here? Not that there's anything wrong with this place. It's just, a bit of a step down from the Palais Marmonia.
You know, it's common courtesy to make sure the homeowner isn't in earshot when you're denigrating their abode.
Ah! Okay, when did popping out of thin air become all the rage? First Catherine and now you?
I was just out on a shopping trip. I ran out of macaroni, so I went to grab a few more bags. I used to have a much wider range of choices when it came to food. But now I'm finding that simple, traditional home cooking can be quite delicious too. Not at all. As long as you have different kinds of sauces in, you can have macaroni and tomato sauce one week, macaroni and bolognese the next.
Oh, sounds like you're really struggling to cope.
How rude! Questioning my cooking skills. The audacity! It's not like I have a very eventful life these days. Actually, I barely leave the house. So I don't see. Besides, I'm sure I could master.
Ah, there it is. You don't know how to cook.
Not yet, maybe, but. Anyway, let me first be clear that I'm
sorry! We're sorry! Please don't be mad! Yeah, exactly! Hang on a sec, you weren't exactly holding back either!
My help?
Don't worry, it's nothing that serious.
Oh? So tell me. Ah, I see. I knew you couldn't have come after all. I was once the brightest star in. But.
How come? It's not
true. But although I am no longer required to play the role century, of course, that can't be undone now. But at least I can say that
Paimon can understand.
However, if I make an exception to the rule now, so I'm not going to perform.
Okay, guess there's no convincing you. Well, is there anything else we can do to... Do you know any other actors who might be in...
Nope.
Short and to the point, okay.
I've never been, since I'm just an ordinary person now. Not true, but...
Well... it's all right, Farina. Yeah, I guess... It's too bad, but we have to respect Farina's decision. Maybe the thought of perform... Huh? What's going on? Are they arguing?
That's besides the point. I'll ask you again. Why did you start looking for a replacement without my consent? When did I tell you I'm going to take a step back?
You didn't need to say it. We've known each other for how long now? We know the signs. But you never tell us about your illness, even when it's clearly flaring up.
And that gives you the right to make a decision on my behalf?
Shortly after you left, the troupe's lead actress came to the Adventurers Guild. She believes that she's healthy enough to perform. Excuse me, but can you both take a moment to discuss something else for now? The adventurer assigned to your commission has returned.
Sorry, I was just dealing with a little misunderstanding. So, how did your conversation with Farina go?
Sadly, it's a no from her. We tried to persuade her, but she wasn't having it. She doesn't want to play the role for personal reasons.
I see. Well, circumstances have changed a little, so maybe that's not such bad news after all. You see, our leading lady has just informed me that she's well enough to make it to the show after all.
Oh, right! Sounds like everything worked itself out then. Yeah, she'd be livid.
Jeez.
Only joking, calm down. Despite the fact that we failed to complete the commission...
Look, this is the last chance we have, so...
Yes, I share every one of...
You're right.
All's well that ends well. Sounds like the show will go on. Sure.
Hey, how did you...
was just passing by because I realized I forgot it. All right.
Farina?
When you came to talk with me earlier, I'm sorry.
Oh, it's totally fine.
I felt very, and
Yeah.
if the difficulties, everyone seemed.
Everything's.
Her name was
What?
That's actually.
She was a loyal. She rallied and people loved.
And then.
Yeah. None of us know. It's Agna.
Oh.
I suppose.
Yes, exactly.
Well, good. I know what I can, but only.
Oh.
We unfortunately.
I don't. Something. The law. Oh, what about all the unresolved and take pop?
You just want to get.
No. Would you be willing to join me?
Thank you all so much. Our director. All right.
Take it easy.
Huh? Lady Farina?
What's Lady Farina doing?
Hello, all. These two over here are the ones that made it possible. You bet.
You helped bring up.
Oh, please.
So, you were saying the little OC.
Yeah, that's the name of our final show. It's an unfinished one of our greatest.
Wait, but if it's not finished.
Yeah. We've been battling issues on the protagonist. She long, but one day.
So far.
That's one of the issues we've been trying to deal with. We need a proper.
We still haven't decided between a.
By true.
Yeah, but then.
Exactly. A lot of the time, people come to watch a show just hoping for some light entertainment. And the first is the other is he did write to.
Huh. Although.
What opportunity?
Our director was constantly singing your praises.
But one by one.
Makes sense. He went back to.
I thought the last.
Yeah, maybe.
Was so. Nothing. I suppose my present. So, allons-y.
If I remember correctly, this is where he's staying.
Who is it?
It's me.
You came all the way.
All right.
Nice try.
Okay then. Look at.
So, as expected, he.
The ending is even once he's done.
Someone told me they'd just seen you in Poisson. I assumed it was a case of mistaken identity, but sure enough, here you are. And Farina, too. So you're.
Oh, it's okay. We can just wait here.
Thank you for being so considerate, Miss Navia. That sounds Get over here, you!
How are things in Poisson now?
Things are on the mend, but it's a slow process. Please, we all have. And if.
Thank you, but for now.
It's okay, which. To avoid upsetting the. It's not a
That's so
Well, what. Anyway, that was all. look after her now.
Off we go then. Let's take a... I don't... I'm so grateful that Miss Nafia was so understanding. To be perfect, it's always easiest to just run away from your problem.
So that's...
Yeah. I'd be lying if Still, I felt it was something I had to do. I'd be overjoyed if the people... Yeah, I can tell people are watching me. I'm sure some people here see the idea of someone coming to Poisson dressed as the Hydro Archon as extremely disrespectful. I used to be terrified of the gate.
I'm surprised you're making yourself go through all...
What do you mean by...
Look! There seems to be a crowd gathering over there.
Probably time we made a move. How about we check out Spina di Ros... I'm sorry.
We don't mind.
Great. I don't know. As I state one, they thought that, and all the whack, but then the
You shouldn't look at it like that. You were only doing...
I've had to. Eventually, fortunately, we were able to. Everyone, but.
Paimon would have never.
Reward? I guess something back then. I was scared. Believe in the. I had to keep up. That's.
So that's.
Could you please get off my case? I don't know what's gotten it. At least the. All right.
Sure.
Take it easy.
Didn't you say you needed—
Come on, anyway.
Are you kidding me? I've spent my whole life battling the effects of ill health, and it kills me to watch you—
Oh no. We're back! Could you maybe put your
You're back. We've been enjoying Paulo's near—
Great!
Me?
He was a
The boar's not a bad character, actually. He's the one who raises the little Ocean.
That's right. He has some— If you become human, you—
Wait, that sounds kind—
It's the most important line in the— She kept— It was only—
You mentioned earlier that—
Yeah, I spent— It was like that. She took me—
She sounds like a—
She really was. I was a lost child. The other kids one day. Yeah.
The day you hoped would never come.
Oh, you're finally done? Get your butt over here.
Farina? The Farina?
Please.
Same here!
Even so, this is just... Oh, wow. I'm sorry. Yes, the script, of course. Let me give you... I'm sure you're... She finds the people start the little in the end.
Consciousness?
Water as...
Since the little Oceanid, her lover the little Ocean...
And then?
In the end...
Huh?
Well, she...
Through her love for her human part...
There's actually something else. You know the protagonist. If we're serious...
That sounds like too cruel.
That ending would... On the day when she went missing, we waited and we looked for her.
The director?
I've been trying...
Villemont?
Yeah.
Grief? Because...
What?
It's time to be upfront. I did. She said that we were all... Not that it... I said, maybe one day... Well, maybe... And now... So if I'm the one...
We've all had our differences.
Well, if that's...
Are you ready to...
Honestly? Funny you should ask, though.
I certainly do. Come on, everyone.
Raining again? Oh, this isn't good. If the rain washes away the traces, it's gonna set us back a long way.
Oh, this is tough going.
I could ask you the same question. Try to keep up.
Ugh, as if this journey wasn't.
Don't worry. We should all be fine with the Traveler. Wait,
We're just...
Yeah, but don't you remember why? The Hydro Archon willingly gave up all her power.
Precisely. As much as it pains me, unfortunately, I should.
That sounded so smug. Ugh, secondhand embarrassment.
C'est la vie.
Aww.
Sorry.
Don't worry.
Stabilize. This is order.
Inazuma shines eternal. Illusion shattered. There is no escape.
Gather.
Wind strider.
Fallen leaves, adorn my night!
Shine down. Torn to oblivion. Illusion shattered.
Bravo! Good show! You certainly live up to your reputation.
Yeah.
Vilma!
Huh? Oh, it's you guys. Wait,
I can explain.
so, you... If I open this can of worms now...
Viamon, unless you...
I don't want to talk about...
Listen, Viamon. I used to think that my love for Aurelie was a point of shame. I never brought it up to anyone. But now, I've made up my mind the little Oceanid cannot...
As you all know already, the troupe was kept afloat. We took on side jobs. So, anyway, one day after a show, it seemed like a win-win. The drink in question was... synth.
Isn't that the drink paddled by the culprit behind the cereal?
I freaked out when I saw the boxes. And I told the director everything right away. She was completely shocked as well. But she didn't reprimand me for making the decision without consulting her. Instead, she contacted the merchant, and the merchant was... I was going to sort... But I admit this whole thing was my mistake. I didn't dare to tell any of you the truth back then, and after the... Yeah.
Hey, don't...
You... What do you mean? You were afraid? This was a life... How could you...
Please, try not to get too worried.
Yeah,
Stay calm. And he has the gall to try and high-road us, claiming that he kept his mouth shut for the sake of the show. How about taking some responsibility for what he's done?
All I can say is I'm sorry. Truly. I wanted to apologize to everyone in the troupe, but that won't bring back the director. I'm just a coward who made an awful, terrible mistake that I can never take back. Beat me up if you want. Kill me if you prefer. It's what I deserve. End my life. So I can...
Get out of my sight.
That's enough! Can you stop conflating the show on stage with your... You keep saying...
I'm sorry.
On stage, the lead role is the focal point of the... But in her... What she... I understand.
Yeah.
So think hard if you really hate each other, but you can't... What are you laughing...
Sorry, if she'd seen...
Really? But she sounded like...
Of course she was.
I'm...
It's all right.
So...
Clearly, the end of the story needs to focus back...
What do you...
The Travelers, if you could find...
You really...
I trust...
No.
Well...
Come.
You want to review some recovered... Still...
So, this...
Hey! It's full of script!
Let me take a look. Looks like she kept a detail. If we'd had the...
Lachey took...
I guess wait. Her final words are... I'll let you read them for yourself.
She was so terrified.
She may have been a mighty hero. I can't bear to think how painful... wait. If you become human...
Isn't that the most important line in the...
Because...
Oh!
So she didn't regret her decision. I'm sure that she had their
One with nature. Yeah. Time to go.
She deserves a hero's farewell. If that's the only...
Even in the last moments of her life.
She did her best. We know what choice...
I will channel all my... I won't ask for...
Really? How can you be so sure when you...
Don't underestimate my experience. If you want to move the audience, and aren't you? I don't believe anybody could be more committed to bringing...
Thank you for the...
Then, let's not delay...
Actually, before that, I'd like to... During the curtain call...
Huh? But then...
After all, besides...
Well...
All right. I'll leave you to...
Procure a stage?
Oh, it's okay.
That place? Oh, don't...
Whoa, wait.
No.
What are you afraid of?
No.
It is supposed to be your grand finale, right?
I'll take your silence as a yes. Thank you for giving us this opportunity.
Well, then don't disappoint me. If you mess this up, it'll reflect poorly on me, too. Come on. We'll need to get the go-ahead from Nervilette. Hey! I knew you'd be here.
I'm here merely for a short break. It has been a while, Miss Farina. And you too, traveler.
I would like to book...
I understand. The story of... I will say it.
Huh?
Yes.
At first, in the past, maybe it's...
I am truly... Now that you've
Why...
Well, if the experiences and decisions of the protagonist clear, it would truly...
Haven't I... Nor do I think... This experience...
I see. I sincerely...
Thanks, Nerva.
You are very...
Take it easy.
Good news, everyone. It's done. The Opera Epiclese is booked. Thanks to my eloquent and impassioned speech, Monsieur Neuvillette was moved to provide us with a fitting stage for this special performance. We've had to fight every step of the way for this opportunity, but we now have all of the ingredients necessary to stage a truly spectacular performance. A touching story, a magnificent venue, and last but not least, a passionate and dedicated cast. Now, let's work together and make this show the best it can be.
This is truly wonderful.
The sooner we can finalize the ending, the more time we'll have to rehearse. Fiamma and I just went over some parts of the script and tweaked—
Wow, you...
Communication is vital to any good performance.
It's amazing. Even though...
Please feel free to give us any
Hey, Loic!
Cursed Cleo. She stole the waters of life from us. She's a fraud, and she must pay for her crimes.
This has nothing to do with her. The ignorance and hatred of our people is to blame.
This guy could be useful. Take him hostage. If Cleo wants him back, she'll have to show her.
Leave this place, oh little Oceanid, and never, ever look back!
Everyone's really throwing themselves into their roles. If only...
What should we do? It's almost time for...
Hey, what's going on? Oh no, not again. But why? What about...
They've been getting less and less effective over time. I've had to keep...
What? I thought they cure it. So they were only managing your symptoms?
I figured whatever it took to get me through this...
How could you do this to...
I'm sorry.
You...
Miss Farina?
Say no more. Loic, your character...
Oh, yeah.
Please take dull feedback.
Thank you, Miss
Never mind. No one likes regret. Leave it to me. I've watched you rehearse so...
I do not doubt your... What in your...
It's her pure heart, despite all...
Well said. I leave direct...
Here yet?
Must she get here?
She's not coming!
You're wrong. She's here.
Si je pouvais vivre dans l'eau, le monde serait-il plus beau? Me pardonneras-tu, ô chère mère? L'eau dans son courant fait danser nos vies, et la cité elle nourrit, ainsi que toi mon doux amour.
But what about your wish?
My... wish...
Become human. You can reveal your secret to no one. You will face suffering and loneliness. Is this truly what you want?
Le grand amour ne
Is it just me? Or was that Lady Farina on the stage just now? She hasn't been seen for a while now, and she just appears out of nowhere? Gotta say, though, her acting skills are as superb as ever.
The little Oceanid, Cleo, played by Aurélie Fumont.
Wait, that's not her name. What's going on? I don't know. Maybe it's just a doppelganger.
I've spent a lot of time out of the spotlight, and they didn't use my name during the curtain call either. It's too bad that I had to break the one clear. Still, I have to admit that, despite everything, it felt good to be back on the...
Finally, we would like to give a special thanks to our artistic consultant and event coordinator, Miss Farina.
Hey, that's not what we agreed on!
Oh! So it was Farina after all. She's back!
Honestly, what does he do?
All right, calm down, don't be mad. After all, it's been the rule in Fontaine since ancient times that everyone's work, visible or invisible, is equally deserving of recognition.
Yes, I know the rule, but...
It's no big deal. What's the worst that could happen?
Oh, yeah? Well, since you think...
This is a great... Paimon flew up...
Oh... I've got no idea. I'll bet the audience...
Wait, what about Dolphy?
Oh, yes. If nothing else...
Ah, you're back. She's doing okay. Her condition stabilized after taking some of her...
How did the performance go?
You'll be glad to know it was fantastic! Also, you're not gonna believe what happened while Farina was on the stage.
That's wonderful. I'm so sorry I failed to see it through to the end. I guess I was wrong to try and tough it out to be...
No, don't worry about it. Like they told me after announcing my name during the curtain call, even though you couldn't see it through to the final...
Well, I've had bad luck.
Blaming your bad...
Oh, don't you...
Aw,
You mean we never...
So, any plans for the next step? After the brilliant performance you put on, you could capitalize on the rave reviews.
No, we...
Yeah. It's what... After all that's happened, I should give you guys some space.
Hey, don't just walk off!
I still want to keep performing, so I might join another after watching Miss Farina's performance.
Oh, so what about you, Miss Farina?
Well, Frank, you rather sealed my fate there with your special thanks at the end.
Sorry.
It's quite all right. No need, maybe. I still don't wish to pretend to be someone else, but yeah. But from now, I want to watch them I'm sure.
Sounds like the more you get out into the world, the more you'll
If a vision, then I should...
Take it easy.
Well, if it isn't my dear...
That voice! It's Navia!
I didn't expect to run into you guys here today. Are you headed somewhere?
How about you, Navia? Are you still busy rebuilding Poisson?
We've wrapped up most of the rebuilding, but there are still a few things left to take care of. Stocking up on materials, confirming construction timelines, discussing compensation terms with families affected by the disaster. Between all of that, I've been making a lot of trips between the court and Poisson. Well, though the victims have received relief payments from the court, in my opinion, as the administrators of Poisson, Spina di Rosula should take some responsibility as well. Our financial situation right now isn't the best, so all we've been doing is signing agreements for the damages to be repaid at a later date. Though just pieces of paper now, they demonstrate our commitment. They're necessary to restore the people's faith in us.
Whoa! Spoken like a true president. You're a really responsible leader. That must be taking up most of your time, though, right?
Oh, you bet. Between that and all the other errands I have to run at the court, I'm always forgetting one thing or another. So before I came over this time, I took a page from Melusa's book and decided to make a list of everything. This way, it's easy to see which tasks you haven't checked off. And then, since Melus loved using shorthand, I decided to also follow his example and come up with some shorthand of my own. But after running a few errands in the city, I'm kind of struggling to even read my own handwriting anymore.
That does sound like you, all right. So what kind of shorthand did you use?
Oh, wanna take a look?
Let Paimon see! Wait! There's nothing here but a bunch of weird symbols. This looks like a piece of kelp wrapped around a stick. And this other one, is it supposed to be a boar in a box?
The first one has to do with confirming the final payment amount for the fishermen, while the second one is a reminder to try the new burger that just hit the market.
Okay, Paimon can definitely see how you might forget what each of these mean.
Thank you for your advice. These are the kinds of things you only really figure out once you've tried them. I thought that is... Well, anyway, worst comes to worst.
So you're going...
Yep, that you said you don't.
It's a bit sudden.
Then let's go. Oh, sorry. I meant our... All right, follow me. The engineer is still doing a few routine safety checks. We can head out as soon as we get the green light.
So, Paimon has always wanted to ask. The 3 Aquabus lines are all...
Yeah, that's right. Callus.
If you provide Spina di Rosula built all the lines, yet you still have...
Well, you are right that it is a bit strange.
Yeah, that...
Well, it is what it is. But that would only be the case if, from what I've...
Huh.
Yeah.
Boss, the boat's ready. We can...
All right. It'll be a while before we get to Poisson.
Navia, what was your mother like as a person? Oh, Paimon, sorry. She totally forgot that you mentioned before that she
That's while my papa was stiff like a board. My father would run the business.
Sounds like they...
Yeah. But sometimes, Silver once said. So, over the past few weeks, I've also begun to appreciate how water can take it. I've lost met. The fact won't change that they exist always. But besides... We've reached the shore.
Navia... Do you think she's doing all right? Okay.
Boss, you're back! Traveler in Paimon!
Oh,
hey! I can tell we did handle...
Thank you for the... As you see, I've been working... Mr. Malus...
All right. There's no... Were you waiting...
Yeah, we contacted...
You're commissioning...
So, basically, we've been meaning to commission it, but since my father was known as... But now that his name has been cleared, and the town is all...
The funds to build the statue were freely...
Me? I'm just the newbie president that's running around and causing everyone trouble.
Hey, there's no need to be so humble.
I agree
Hey. Just... Anyway, Flor...
Mm-hmm. But we haven't had any real discussions yet on the possible designs. I feel like...
Hey, you! Come over here with me. Modeling of... Didn't you say on the... Florent?
You've got it, boss.
Well, what do you think? Got any ideas? Well, So, I want to pick your brain for...
I'm all good here, boss. Feel free to start posing whenever.
A happy pose.
Would we even be able to tell?
Yeah, and that'd
Could one of you try striking a... That actually sounds pretty hard to pull off. Forget it, let's try something else.
Imposing, huh? Oh, I've got it. Let's try this.
This pose!
But if we were to...
Well...
You're right, though, that this may not accurately represent the image of her in our hearts. Let's try to come up with something else. By that, do you mean as if we were standing on a boat and looking out at the sea? Sure, let's give that a try.
Whoa, you... Look over there, my dear Clementine.
Oh, I see what you mean. Then let's swap.
Well, Paimon is a...
Wait.
But then...
Oh, okay.
Oh, don't worry. Man, if I... Oh, outfit!
Oh, Paimon remembers her.
Yes, that's exactly who I'm talking about. I said that it's fine, but young children... But I got so busy and just...
Don't worry, boss. I can send someone to pick it up.
On the matter of the stat...
We could have just done that from the start. Yeah, you're right. They'll have...
Navia!
Huh?
Oh, well, if it isn't Coulter. Back already?
After I got out, I immediately made a... You wouldn't believe...
It's good to...
And...
Let me introduce you. But...
Wait, miss...
Have you not heard...
Well, I know that...
Oh, first things...
Oh, nice.
Humble again.
Nice. Oh, that...
Coulter...
They lost their lives, keeping me safe during the flood.
What did you say? This isn't some...
I'm sorry.
Malus.
Malus and Colt.
Oh,
I...
Take it easy.
All of this... It's...
I think you and I both feel the same.
I thought it's uncommon.
The good news is, we've...
Are you sure?
Romu?
Florent should remember him. Romeo, but Mr. Not only, but...
And of course, when he was suffering...
Yeah. You could...
Oh, that's...
Oh, yeah. Used to be a lot, but on the map...
Huh.
I think the Aqua Bus was just... They believed that...
So... But...
Yeah, but to them, of course, Ms. Clementine...
So that...
From that point, perhaps they regard...
I've also heard...
I think Coulter's got a point. Both Marcel and Romeo had my father in their sights for a very... Even though Marcel... With...
Good thinking, Bob.
Mm-hmm. Thank you for that, Florent. And Coulter.
Don't worry, I've heard...
In that case, why don't we go back... Want to come with me again, you two?
Oh, of course. That's fine by me.
Then let's go! Paimon feels like a lot's hinging on this
We really...
Yeah.
Are we not taking the boat this time?
It's nice to walk from time to time, isn't it? Think of it as something like a hiking trip. Once we're there, we can stay a few days before we return.
Sounds good. I haven't walked this road in a long time.
Time to go.
Well, we've walked far enough for now. Let's take a break. Since we're out for a walk, we shouldn't stress too much about the destination.
I've grown old, so I'm not...
Well, Paimon thinks you...
Back in the day, Malus and I must have traveled this way hundreds of times. When we were tired, the Spina was still on the rise back then. Mr. Callus was generous, and everyone had the chance. And now, in the blink of an eye... Oh, I know.
Then...
Oh,
wait. Let me check if I have all the ingredients. Seems like we're all out of flour and sugar. But,
we should contribute...
Oh, that's...
Then I'll go look...
Great. How did it go? You've all done your part.
Whoa, these macarons look and taste...
Boss's bake...
Oh.
Have you two seriously never considered...
Adventurers, besides, after everything...
Even if Paimon was far beyond the horizon, she'd still remember...
I understand. I will endeavor...
We've got no one...
Cheers! Hey, what are you doing?
May your travels go smoothly. May the... All set? Let's move out then. some old acquaintances in town to make Adele's uniform, so we should be able to pick it up right. Hey there, Ludovine. How's business late?
My mistake. Are you here for the...
Yep.
Navia's always like...
Hey, that's not the only reason I'm... There are a few...
Very well. Please, wait here.
Can someone remind Paimon again why Adele wants...
After we cleared her, she said but the Spina is very different. Yeah. She said that she
From the sound of...
I think so too. But for now, let's focus on giving her a great atmosphere to grow and thrive. She can commit to us once she's older, and can really make that...
Is something up, Traveler? Huh? Tailing? Oh, Paimon...
I'll go check it out too. Coulter, please hold on to this for me.
All right.
Paimon saw them too! They headed up!
Stop right there!
We knew you were going to be difficult!
Seems like if we...
Brothers?
Solidify!
Now, talk. Who are you?
Don't think we'll let you off easy if you keep silent.
How did it go, boss?
If you thought they stood anyway.
Wait. We're looking to get vengeance on Spina di Rosula. We were discovered, and can't beat you in a fight.
Get revenge?
You actually know that name? But if you do, then surely you should
Indeed.
We were out. Too bad you guys messed up ours first. Huh? You're pretty seeing you.
I won't press.
I understand.
But if you...
All right. We get it.
Are you sure it's okay to...
I don't... If the other side is...
I support Bob.
Yes. I still think we should keep... Then we could still...
Yeah, those guys...
Yep. It's getting late. I'll also ask some...
Do we have to...
We can still go...
Miss Yurian. Gotta keep up with the changing times.
Osmanthus wine.
Coming back here really does feel like this place is starting to grow. If you think about it, it would be kind of weird if the Spina's base at the
Although, of course, he was a very ambitious man who rarely looked behind.
And that's also why people.
All right, you can use the same room as last time.
Yep.
Oh,
Paimon!
I guess I'm finally on the right path.
hello? Are you asleep yet? Oh, no. Wanna go fishing?
Oh, so that's the prep you
Hopefully I did. Don't worry. You don't have to do it. Just think of it as keeping me Okay, let's go. Well, that's one way to enjoy fishing. What do you think, Traveler? Then let's...
Honestly,
It might just be some...
That's a thing?
I'm sure you'd get... My father always... My mother never... All the members... No matter what Papa yelled...
Paimon would have...
But once, I learned then because... If you do falter... Sorry. Basically, I was just saying that the nurturing... And if that's the...
Is that why you...
Hey, look! I think you've got some...
But why isn't there...
Oh, there must be something wrong with... We can't let it get away. Come on, you two.
You want Paimon to help too?
Stop wasting time! The boss ain't gonna wait all day. We'll go ahead with the operation tomorrow. Do with that information as you wish.
Well, your rod was missing a part too, so I guess that makes it fair.
Well, if we're just talking about the number of missing parts, sure. Oh, never mind. Paimon really can't keep her eyes open anymore.
All right, go to bed. I had a great time today. See you tomorrow. So how was last night? Did you get a good night's sleep?
Paimon dreamt that she danced with the sea stars, so you could say it was stellar. Get it? Huh.
I didn't know you had such a great sense of humor.
See? This guy gets it!
Anyway, let's head out. I'll arrange for a boat to take us back to Poisson. I'm sure Adele will be happy to see you two again.
Paimon hopes she'll really appreciate your gift.
I hope so too.
Every journey has its final day. Don't rush.
Just say what you need. No problems.
Osmanthus wine tastes the same as I remember. But where are those who share the memory?
Adele, we're back! We brought you a gift from the court, too.
Whoa! Thank you so
Don't call her boss, okay, Adele?
Oh.
It's been a while!
Oh, it's you two. I've heard that you...
You're really amazing! And if Miss Navi is your friend, then what's in this?
Of course.
Oh,
so...
Oh, so...
Everyone, thanks to the protection of...
Oh, it's...
Boss!
Huh? Is something up, Florent?
I've got something.
What?
It seems like they... But Romeo, we investigate...
They have smart...
Seems like they've got...
Sorry.
On the hill to the east of Poisson, near the Clementine line.
They want to blow up the Clementine line?
Certainly sounds like it.
Romeo and his followers, if they manage to blow up the op...
Are they insane?
Yeah. If they've been... We have to issue...
Let's get everyone...
If the explosives do go off, let's stop their insanity first. Then settle the score with them.
Leave it to us!
Let's go, you two. We've got to act fast. Miss Coralie, please take Adele to the ship.
Watch out, boss! What do you think you're doing, Coulter?
Not quite. And that's because, out of the entire...
You better stick close to me.
Romeo But it was like you were... Romeo has lost his...
Why?
Only someone... You never saw the heyday of Spina di Rose, but I saw it all, and it was all Clementine.
So the shock...
Now you're... Did you know? Down there in that back then because the years. But then he died, and it was because of you again, Navia. It's always because of you. I once
Don't listen to...
Have you ever considered that? Have you ever considered that? Maybe...
Because if you do falter, there'll inevitably come a time... But... Is that really...
Shut your... I don't know how...
I'm sure, Miss... You somehow...
Get out of the way!
You're gonna Boss!
Maybe youth, but the love of that... And even...
at ya! Coming at ya! Hiya! Fire! Well, with rocks. Hey there!
Florent, if you find any, I can't allow—
Got it, boss. I'm on it. Are you okay, Navia?
I don't know.
Let's hurry up there. We have to protect the clan. If they're gonna blow up the waterway, they must.
Gotcha. Quietly now.
There is no escape!
Into the wind. They certainly brought a lot of muscle. They're really slowing us down. But if we're meeting resistance, we must be heading in the right direction.
Stabilize.
The wind knows me. Illusion shattered! Now you shall perish!
These must be the explosives, right? And this is the control mechanism. How can we disable it? Oh, Paimon's too scared to touch any of this stuff. Huh? There's a strangely shaped hole here. Oh, that certainly sounds possible. Okay, you take this side, Paimon will take the... Let me turn this guy over. Oh, he's super heavy. Oh, you found it! That's amazing! That should do it, right? Navi and Florent should be able to relax now. Oh, you're right. They're gonna bury Poisson!
Great work, partner. Just leave the rest to me.
Watch out, Navia! You can't block them all!
Block? I'm doing this the Spina way.
I heard from Thierry that even they're your enemies now. They were once a part of Spina di Rosula. Do you plan to settle this privately with them?
I have nothing more to say to them. Regardless of whether their hatred and anger towards me or the Spina was justified, anyone who's willing to endanger innocent civilians is no longer sane enough to even be worth trying to talk to. Please prosecute them in accordance to the law. Spina di Rosula will not raise any objections.
Sounds good. We're very appreciative of your help. Without it, the consequences would have been far worse. All right, this operation is a wrap. Take him away.
We won, Navia! We saved everyone! And you were so cool!
Yeah. Luck.
But...
Boss, we managed to catch all the infiltrators in the town. Seems like Romeo...
Coulter, I can understand how you feel. The things I am not callous. And I will also... But I will spend more so that...
I know what you're trying to say. Mister, there are too many...
Henceforth. But once you're
Thank you.
As I thought. Boss really is a kind and gentle person.
She is all... Thank you for protecting the Clement. I was actually... If I'd lost... A name is a way to etch a memory onto the world. Losing the line that bears her name, that I can see, seeing it still...
What happened?
Just give her some time.
Traveler, I want to ask you something. And please, tell me the truth. Do you really see me as your partner?
Of course.
That's good then. Hearing that, it brings me more relief than I can say.
How do you feel, Navia? Any better after
I feel quite a bit better. But I should probably still rest for a few more days. Sorry, partner. I said some weird things earlier. Feel free to just ignore me. I used to think that I'd never... Coulter mentioned... Do you think...
Don't think like no matter what...
Well, since it's ended up like this, I suppose there's something that I've been keeping from you as well, boss.
Florent, I hope you can understand that...
Don't worry. This surprise will be a
Why is everyone gathered here? And what's... this?
This was supposed to be a gift to you from everyone in the town. We were originally planning to show it to you once it was finished. But special times call for special measures. Well, if you're ready, I'll unveil the present.
Papa, Mother,
We designed the look for Miss Clementine based on old camera records, as well as personal recollections from members of the Spina.
Wow!
It is indeed. To be honest, we decided on the design a long time ago, and gave the sculptor permission to We only asked Boss to decide on a design, so she—
How could we only have statues of Mr. Callus and Mrs. Clementine?
Even though Boss is still young, we've all seen the work she's put in regarding the whole synth business and the rebuild.
We wanted to commemorate.
I don't know what.
With Navia around.
We're gathered here today to tell that we support you and—
That's what we believe as well!
Thank you so. This really. I never. It seems like I started to question myself a bit too much. I'll pick myself up again and become a more reliable president for all of you. Looking back on it, I'm honestly embarrassed by how I acted earlier. Oh, whoa. Why'd you Oh, forget it now. Please forget that I ever said anything. Okay, but please keep it a secret between us from now on. Please don't... It seems like looking back on it, I'm honestly embarrassed by to me, I've never thought...
Boats are made for transferring commodities back and forth. And those that come across Liyue tend to stay a while. So it is where many things come to settle.
Take it easy. Take it easy. Yeah.
One with nature.
Time to go. Into the wind. A fateful offering. Time to go.
This scenery is wonderful. Surely enough to convince anyone to become a wanderer. There are leaves around, and I know just the tune to accompany them, if you wish to hear it. Wherever in this world I roam, I carry memories of my home. This blade, it is the last link I have to the land of my birth. There are leaves around, and I know just the tune to accompany them, if you wish to hear it. Wherever in this world I roam, I carry memories of my home. This blade, it is the last link I have to the land of my birth. There are leaves around, and I know just the tune to accompany them, if you wish to hear it. This scenery is wonderful. Surely enough to convince anyone to become a wanderer. There are leaves around, and I know just the tune to accompany them, if you wish to hear it. This scenery is wonderful. Surely enough to convince anyone to become a wanderer. Wherever in this world I roam, I carry memories of my home. This blade, it is the last link I have to the land of my birth.
Time to go.
Brings a smile to my face.
Follow the wind.
Careless.
Certainly worth the extra mile. Order guide you.
nothing to fear. I'm feeling a little off.
Yeah.
A chest full of valuables, and a trove of potential clues.
Osmanthus wine tastes the same as I remember. But where are those who share the memory?